Yes, fantastic. Yes, so I'm Rob Moffat. I'm with Balderton Capital. I've been with Balderton since 2009. Prior to that, I was with Google in the strategy team in Europe, in the US. Prior to that, worked for Bain, Boring Consultants. So, tell you about Balderton. So we've been investing in Europe for the last 13 years. Focused on the software tech sectors. Made about 110 investments. Of which probably the four most successful to date are Betfair, the gambling exchange in the UK, which IPO'd a couple of years ago, sort of $2 billion IPO. Yoox out of Milan in Italy. It's a luxury fashion e-commerce, IPO'd at the Milan Stock Exchange. Share price has doubled since then, sort of billion-dollar company. MySQL, that hopefully a few people in this room are aware of. Back in the day, sort of global company, but I guess the epicenter was Scandinavia, and Bebo, the social network out of London. In terms of our current portfolio, what we're really excited by, the standout company is Wonga, the short-term lender in the UK, which is a great success story. We were the first investor there, put about sort of 4 million in kind of pre-revenue, this guy called Errol and this guy called Jonty who had no clue what they were building, and now sort of you can see the results, it's sort of phenomenal European success story. Out of Berlin, Wooga, the social games company. Hopefully there's some Wooga players in the audience. That's one of the companies I work with. House Trip, the Airbnb of Europe. And Cobalt, which is revolutionizing or destroying music publishing, depending on who you ask. So that's what we do. That's the kind of companies we're trying to build. We've also had some disasters along the way. And we lost a lot of money in a lot of companies across those 110 investments. So what I wanted to do was talk a little bit about what we've learned from the successes and what we've learned from the horrible disasters we've had over the last sort of 12, 13 years. I think the first lesson is invest early. So we've done some big checks. We've done investments into a company called Setanta. I don't know if anyone's heard of Setanta. It was going to be the great sports broadcaster in the UK. Absolutely unqualified disaster, and we lost a lot of money in that. What's worked well for us is companies like Wonga, like Yoox, where we've come in very early, first-time entrepreneurs, second-time entrepreneurs, put, I don't know, anything less than 10 million in, anything from like 300K up to 10 million into a great entrepreneur and help them build that company. And one of those guys is hopefully in the audience, Gerald from Archify, or maybe he's actually getting some work done. That's probably a good thing. Oh, there he is. Excellent. So yeah, Archify is a company we invested in last year when they had a working private beta, two great founders, or three great founders at the time, and not much else. And that's a company that we've really sort of spent a lot of time with, sort of trying to help build. Best way to get a view on us, by the way, is to talk to Gerald later after the sales pitch by me. What else counts? Operational experience helps. So we've got a couple of partners who are pretty impressive on that. So Bernard Liautaud, who is the founder of Business Objects, the software business intelligence software company that floated in the US, $6 billion exit in the end to SAP. So he's a good guy to have on your board if you're building a software company. Barry Maloney, similar story with one of the biggest mobile networks in Ireland. So that helps. I think what really counts, though, is the other entrepreneurs in the portfolio. That if you're stuck on sort of search engine marketing, you can talk to 5 or 6 e-commerce companies in the portfolio who've got similar problems and share your pain points across each other. The best thing we can do is introduce one smart guy to another smart girl and then get the hell out of the way and let them work through their problems together. So the conversations we have with like Federico from Yoox, who's like luxury fashion, kind of very high-end Dolce, and then Matt Moulding from the Hut Group, who are based in Manchester, and they're all about get it sold fast, high turn, very cheap, very price-focused. Very different e-commerce businesses, but they have great conversations, a lot they can learn from each other. I think what really helps to VC, if you actually want to make some money, is to be non-consensus. Trying to jump on traction that does this, or jump on the latest trend, you're always going to pay high valuations, you're never going to make much money. So I think what works for us is trying to not have a thesis, not have a view, just try and keep an open mind and be open to someone persuading us that they have a really good idea and that they're a great entrepreneur. 10 seconds. And the final thing is decide quickly. So if we say no very quickly. If we say yes, it takes maximum 6 to 8 weeks to get it done. Thank you.